G'day guys, it's Jake here. Nothing in this video is financial advice. Please do your own research when it comes to investing. Be sure to check out my links below, including exchanges I use and social media content that I post. Alright, let's go. So the topic for this video, we're going over how to research, analyze altcoins. Okay, and I'll just pick one for this example. And this one will be Aerodrome Finance. And we'll start with my portfolio first. So this is what I've got, my portfolio, just what I'm watching currently. And there's not a lot of projects, as you can see. Obviously, you've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Optimism. And you got Aerodrome, Toshi, Velodrome, and Moonwell. And depending on how well they do coming up to next year, and its potential recession that we're going to be entering in, if they hold up past that and they do quite well out of it and survive it, of course, I'll be investing in them. But if they don't survive and something goes wrong between now and then obviously you've got to shuffle around and find new ones. But this is what I've got on my list. And we'll just do an example for one of how to research. Okay, so Aerodrome Finance. And it's number 151 ranked, as you can see there. This is on CoinGecko. And you've got to look at some factors, all right? So I'll show you what to look for. So there's this little checklist here. Is it under 100 million or under 1 billion market cap? So as you see, the market cap on this one is $372 million. And it's clearly under $1 billion. So it's more or less a little slightly bigger than a ultra small cap. So it is small cap still. It's under $1 billion. But it's not a micro cap under 100 million. So they're the things you got to look out for. Okay, whether you want to invest in something that's more risky or less risky, above 100 million or below 100 million. This one does fall coming into next year and goes below 100 million. Then it'll be very enticing for me, okay, to look further in. So if I was just new, I didn't know anything about Aerodrome, I just saw this the first time, I'd say, okay, it's under $1 billion. If I wanted to target 100 million, I have to wait for this to go under 100 million, of course. And it's not there at the moment. So I have to wait until price goes lower to give me the opportunity to start looking further into the project. But for now, we are under $1 billion for this one. Okay. The second on the checklist is utility of the token, tokenomics, market cap, fully diluted valuation. Okay. So it's market cap divided by FDV. So that, and then you got it has to be over 0.5. So as you can see on this one, actually what I'll do is I'll minimize this so you can see both at the same time. Like this is nice and neat. And we have the market cap of 372 million and the fully diluted valuation, which is everything, including all the tokens that haven't even hit the market yet. So including current tokens and outstanding tokens that haven't hit the market yet. So that's everything. And you can see the FDV market cap is 0.48. So this one is a little bit below 0.5. They want to see on this checklist. So there's 50% of the supply that's on the market currently, roughly just about 4.48. So it does meet the requirements there. PE ratio, I'll show you in DeFi Llama, that one, and token unlocks and flywheel and roadmap. Okay, so this is just a price chart here, what's historically done. You go to the max and how long this project's been around for. So it's been around since September 2023. It's almost a year of operation. And you can see it was 6 cents, 4 cents, exploded up to $2. So had a huge run there. And now we're down at 64 cents. All right, so yeah, that's that. All right, and you want to make sure this is above 0.5, which it is. And this is the circulating supply here. So as I was talking about, so this is how many are on the market at the moment, and this is the total supply of tokens that they're ever going to release. So it's a little under half, 0.48 of this number. So that's what it's calculating. Okay, this divided by this is 0.48. Okay, then you got the total value locked divided by market cap. So I'll show you what that is in the DeFi Llama window. So you've got DeFi Llama here. This is a great tool for researching altcoins. I use it to search projects and the health of them, the revenue, the fees, the users, whether the development activities is frequent, and looking at TVL numbers. It's got market cap in there as well. It's got a bunch of other features. It's pretty handy. So that is that, and you can see all the different chains here, and this is sort of the pie chart of what the chains, the dominance of the chain. So you can see Ethereum makes up over half of the whole of DeFi. And you got Tron, which make a big portion, which is second largest. And you got Solana, BSC, Binance Smart Chain, Aerodrome, Base, which is the chain I'll be looking at for this video. I'm very bullish on Base. Coinbase is the exchange that everyone knows and loves, and Base is their DeFi on-chain decentralized L2 platform which supports Ethereum. Okay, so these are the chain. These are the ones I just mentioned, and they're ranked. They're ranked according to the TVL, which is the number we're going to be discussing. So you got Ethereum at 48. You got Tron at 7.7. Solana's third biggest at 4.8. 4.25 for BSC. Aerodrome 2.68, and Base 1.5 billion. And you can see the addresses, so active addresses per 24 hours. So seeing it's pretty impressive. It's actually way more active than Aerodrome, even though it's below Aerodrome. And it's almost surpassing, well, actually it has surpassed BSC and almost surpassing Solana there. So it's quite very active chain, which is good to see. And it just shows the changes over time. And, you know, it's been going down, which they all have been going down, which is quite fair because the markets have seen a bit of a drop-off. You know, the price has been going down, and usually TVL, wallet addresses, people activity starts to slow down, and that just shows it here. And, you know, so the TVL, you also have stables on the chain. Okay, so stable coins, the amount of stable coin there, and I believe it's volume. So it's got volume here and volume of that, and then 24-hour fees of the chains. Hasn't got the base figures here, hasn't sort of had blanked it out, but the other ones you can see, the other chains, you can see the numbers for 24-hour fees and market cap to TVL. Okay, so go into base, and here's the rankings of each protocol on the base chain. Okay, so as you can see here, Aerodrome is the one we're looking at, is number one on base. He's killing it. He's doing more, got more TVL than Uniswap by a big margin there. Huge. I think it's just 3 times as large, just about. It looks like it's 3 times as large. It's massive in TVL compared to Uniswap. And its fees, 24 hours, it's doing better than Uniswap, 78,000 versus 60,000 per day, which is quite impressive. And zero revenue, and you got 78,500 for the revenues. So the revenues and fees, which is the exact same number. Okay, so it's pretty much just one of the numbers. It's not them to add together. It's just the fees on their own. And that's the base chain as a whole. As you see, as a graph and how much it's grown. So you need to understand it's L2 use, which is supporting Ethereum, okay, to reduce fees, to make it cheaper and faster to transact and more efficient. And that's the whole point of L2s, okay, is to scale Ethereum. Ethereum is too expensive on its own. So, you know, July 2023, it had nothing, and then it grew 8.5, 20, 90, 100, and just skyrocketed from there. And now we're sitting at 1.5 billion. So I've done some big numbers since then. It's absolutely exploded, this chain. It's coming out of nowhere. So last year, prior to July, it didn't exist. Now it has existed, and it's up there, on the top chains. So we've got Aerodrome here. Just click on Aerodrome. Now to analyze this one, you can see its TVL has been growing. So that is a good sign. But we see growth here. It has been going down slightly because of the current price of the market. And usually TVL does follow market cap, or vice versa. Market cap follows TVL, and overlay market cap on there as well. So you can see both at the same time. As you can see, they're pretty correlated. So the green is market cap. Okay, see TVL goes up, so does market cap. market cap comes down, TVL comes down, and so see market cap goes up, TVL catches up, okay, as you see there, and then it goes down before the TVL goes down, and it goes up before the TVL goes up, and it comes down before the TVL comes down. So it's actually leading. In some cases, it is leading TVL. Okay, so market cap does lead the TVL there. As you can see, but they're very correlated nevertheless. So that's something to note. So we'll just go back to PE ratio, right, on this right-hand list. And you want to look at the market cap to TVL as well. So as you can see, if you go back to this one, it was suggesting that it is 6.64. So its market cap is undervalued compared to its TVL. So the market cap is 372 million and the TVL is 580 million. So it's looking at that, and you can see that these two charts, which is what I'm outlining, is market cap, the value of Aerodrome, intrinsic value of it is it's undervalued compared to its TVL. So it's undervalued in that relation, which is quite good to see. And you want to see, okay, annualized fees and revenue, right? So some of the tokenomics, which is on here, tokenomics. So part of that is the fees and revenue. So you want to see that this is 100 million a year, it's roughly 90 million. If you want to say it's round down, 90 million, compared to its market cap of 370 million. You can see that it's right around it's 4x, isn't it? Yeah, 4x. So 4x is 4 PE, which is quite cheap relative to its fees and revenue earnings yearly. And you can see that the market cap there, it's 4 times that. It's valued at 4 times earnings, which is quite good to see. It's very, very undervalued. It's not hyper overvalued like some tokens are. It's ridiculous. Some are just way out of scope of valuations. But this one's very good, very healthy. And you want to look at the utility of this thing. So what you want to do is, before you go there, you go, okay, you got commits, and 21 days ago was last commit. So very, very, it's not the best to see 21 days ago as commits, but there's a lot of weekly commits, there's monthly commits, 2, 5, there is activity, okay? And it hasn't been updated, so this could be lagging data, nevertheless. Okay, so you want to go on their website and have a look at the chain to understand a little bit about what the token's used for. Okay, so this is the website. This is the DeFi app of Aerodrome, central trading and liquidity marketplace on Base. Aerodrome Finance is next generation automated market maker designed to serve as a base and essential liquidity hub. Okay, so it's trying to be the centerpiece and the main protocol to serve the base chain in terms of liquidity, combining a powerful liquidity incentive engine, vote lock governance model, and friendly user experience. Aerodrome inherits the latest features of Velodrome V2, which is the sister chain, like they like to call it, the sister chain. Velodrome came out before Aerodrome in 2022, and it's basically it's the same developers, the same team. They're on Optimism, Velodrome, and Aerodrome's on Base chain. So Aerodrome NFTs vote to distribute token emissions and receive incentives and fees generated by the protocol. So anyone who provides liquidity, anyone that puts their money in there and they stake, for example, if they do, like they put their tokens, they lock them up and they earn yield. The yield comes from the fees generated from the protocol, okay? So fees, voting, from the swaps, okay? And, you can see there, the fees that's collected from the total volume of this pool. They've got liquidity pools you can invest in, and the APR, so how much per year you get on these pools. So some of them are quite lucrative. 72% is quite out there, but if you're getting the Aerodrome token and the USDC, which is a stable coin, you 50-50, so your money's split and you put it in this pool and you receive 72% APR, all right? And it tells you how much is in the pool, okay, which is quite important to know. And yeah, the volumes is good to see, and the fees. So you know exactly how much they're making from each pool, and it's very transparent. This is what decentralized finance is about. Is about you're part owner of this protocol, and you get to, and the more you have, the more voting incentives you have to direct fees and revenue to your pool. So you are competing against other pools, people with other pools, and voting to send incentives to your pool. All right. So it's basically voting bragging rights to send you more fees. But the yield does drop over time. It doesn't stay this high. It does drop as more people come in. Obviously, you're not going to pay out that for, if you got 100,000 people, and you're paying out 72%. If you have 200,000 people, 300,000 people, and you can't really afford to pay out that APR, that's going to drop, all right? Because it's just how it works. The more demand there is for this pool, the yield drops. And there's less demand, the yield goes up to incentivize people to join that pool. And this comes from the voting incentives that it has to bring up the APR, all right? That's another part of it. So you just go back to the swap. You got a swap function, so you can swap tokens from ETH to Aero or whatever you want to do. You can. It's all these different meme coins, and you've got Bitcoin, which is not the real Bitcoin, but you get the idea. Chad, which is a meme coin. So you can swap between them, and they collect the fees on that. Let's just go to documentation because we want to know. Getting off track. So look at their flywheel roadmap. This is their flywheel. Okay, the mechanics and understanding what they do, and how they collect revenues and stuff, and the missions. The missions you get and receive are from the pools. You deposit in those pools, you receive Aero token. That's what you get. That's your yield. It comes from Aero, and you can just you can swap it for USDC if you feel like you want a stable coin and it doesn't fluctuate in value like the Aero token does, and that is fine. You can do that as well. So once you receive the Aero, you swap it to USDC. But you got V Aero voters, you got the traders who trade in and out, and you got the people who just provide liquidity. Okay, so you got 3 different types of people, and the fees come between. They collect from the traders, from the trading fees. The voters, they vote on where the fees are generated, right, and which pools receive them. So they see the LPs receive the emissions. It goes around like a flywheel. Okay, the fees get generated from the traders. Voters vote on where those fees go. Watch this arrow come back around again. So the voters vote where the Aero emissions go, and they go to the LPs, which goes to the protocol, all right? And liquidity, which provides liquidity. They provide liquidity, incentives come out, and it comes back. So that's the flywheel, how it works. If you don't really understand that, it's pretty complicated, this sort of thing, but you understand that. It's quite good to know what you're investing in, because it's very, very crucial that everything is in balance, everything works well. And the Aero token is the utility token of the protocol. Okay, so it's a governance token. VE, once you own that token, you can convert that into VE Aero, which is a voting governance token, and it's in the form of an NFT. Okay, so that's what the token is, which is quite good to know. Most protocols have that as a governance token anyway, so that's good. It's common, and that is that. And if you like that, you tick the box there, tick the box there. Who are the investors and team? All right, so if you skip back over that, TVL was growing, so you go back to TVL, and obviously it is growing, so that's a tick. The protocol generating revenue. So the revenue, click on revenue. Okay, and the revenue is in pink, and look at that. It's nice and steady. It's nice and thick. You can see each day. Look at that. Nice and 300, 140, 130, 200, 300. And it sort of fluctuates. It's sort of inconsistent, but it's very steady, okay? You can see that it's very steady. And, yeah, it's cumulative over time. You can see it is increasing, which is good, which it should do. So that is what you want to see. So it is obviously generating revenue, as you can see there. The number of users growing. Are their users growing, which is quite good to know. Sometimes it doesn't have that data on here, but you want to see users, volume, and if it hasn't got users, you can come back to the starts. Okay, go back a few pages, and if you go back to here, you can see the let's have a look. It doesn't have it on here. Okay, so sometimes it doesn't display that data to see the users growing, but nevertheless, that is something you can find out through, and you can look at volume as well. Okay, so it's not hugely important, but you can see if the volume's going up and the TVL's growing, then there are users growing along with that. If you want to find out what the investors and team are, you want to search up Aerodrome. All right, investors and team, Aerodrome Finance. Uphold may give us information. All right, so it describes what it is. Central Liquidity Hub base, officially launched on 28th of August 2023. Aerodrome incorporates features from Velodrome V2, aimed to facilitate efficient token swaps and attract liquidity. Right. That's that. Low slippage fees, liquidity incentives, what it is, token utility, another good thing to look at. So we just mentioned that. It's a governance token and distributed to liquidity providers as emissions, okay, for providing liquidity to run the protocol. It can be locked to create VE Aero, so you can lock it up for a certain period of time and you get VE Aero, which is the participation of the voting to drive where the rewards and incentives are heading, which pool gets it. Okay, and that is that I just talked about, okay. It's supply of 500 million, 450 million distributed as vote locked VE Aero tokens. So where the tokens are heading, go to the people who lock it up. And emission phases, whatever that is. And you can see the team here. Okay, so the founders, Aerodrome was launched by Velodrome, a notable decentralized exchange on the Optimism network. So Optimism stack, which is it's L2 as well, was the team that helped build Base. So they're very interconnected, Optimism and Base, which is quite good. And Alex Cutler is a core member of the Velodrome Finance. He's a developer. Played a pivotal role in the establishment of Aerodrome. Prior to his involvement in centralized finance, Cutler had a diverse background in politics, technology, consulting, bringing a wealth of experience and expertise to the project. It's good to know where he comes from and what they seek to do. Okay. That is good to know about the team. And then if you want to go back and then look at Aerodrome investors, I spelled investors wrong, but you get the idea. So Aerodrome, make sure to type in Aerodrome Finance, okay, and investors, and hopefully this site should do the job. And so the fundraising team, so where it comes from, so MyShell, Orderly Network, Satflow, Crunch DAO, Rumble Arcade, and Goldilocks DAO. So the amount of money that goes in for fundraising, okay. So you get an idea of the team and different people, investors, of course. This is the investors here. And I did hear that Coinbase did invest in this project as well. It wasn't a disclosed figure. But there was, nevertheless, there was Coinbase getting involved too. So that's important to know. So that is a rough idea of where some of the, and if you want to go into detail, you can research these individual investors to see if they're really credible. And that's that information. So if you're happy with that, you tick the box. Number of users are growing. Well, if TVL is growing, users are pretty well growing. Is order book trading volume good? So another thing you can look at is, volumes, right? So click on volume. And the volume, look at that. It's increasing. So clearly, it's definitely good. It's definitely good. The volume's fantastic. Growing exponentially, very, very nicely. It's up and to the right, and it's very gradual. So it's very, very healthy. Other active enough on Twitter. So next thing you do is go on Twitter, and you search up Aerodrome. Okay. I'm already following them, of course. So on Aerodrome, and you can see what is going on Twitter and how many followers. I've got 67,000 followers. All right. And, Aerodrome, they pin this to show you, what is going on, what they're about on Medium. So they do blog articles as well to outline what their goals are and what their protocol's about, so you can educate their community and potential new users. And they do these, we call them these online, these chats with Twitter. Twitter Spaces, sorry, I've gotten into the cold. They do these. I watched this one actually today, so it was quite interesting. So they do those Twitter Spaces. They post a lot. The engagement, you can see 470 likes. Okay. This is they give you rewards updates pretty frequently, which is quite good. Their volumes, they update every 24 hours. Okay, so you can see from yesterday compared to Uniswap on base. So they're comparing those two, and they're just smashing Uniswap, absolutely destroying them in volume, which is very, very good to see because Uniswap's is very, very. They were big in the last bull run. They were the biggest and baddest, and they were dominating. Now it's good to see Aerodrome's overtaken them. So new chain is becoming more popular to use. I should say the protocol itself, and they post pretty frequently. They get decent likes across them all. Okay, that is important to see. And definitely active on Twitter, so that's good to see. Amount of followers, likes, and comments is definitely a big tick. Okay, so tick that box there. It's good to see their engagement. As you can see, they're pretty good. 60,000 is great. Anything over 30,000 is probably a benchmark to see. There's enough followers there for the protocol to really be reaching a decent community. Then you got community, come down to community and Discord. So you can go on their Discord and have a look. I'm not going to go on Discord, but they do have a Discord, and I've checked it. It's very, very active, ask questions, and very informative and educational, and it's a great, great community there. So definitely a big tick from what I've seen. But obviously, you do your own whatever project you look at. So you have to look at their Discords and their Telegrams to see how active they are and how engaging they are, because that's just it's all about community. Really, at the end of the day, that's what drives this protocol. And the money that comes from the community, okay? Because without them, they're nothing. It's like a band is nothing without their audience, okay? And yeah, you need to have a growing and thriving community outside of just Twitter. And if you've got a YouTube channel is good. But also have a Discord, have a Telegram, and I don't know what other ones there are. Just as long as I've got a good expansive community across different platforms, it's quite healthy. So that's that one. And lastly, development commits and audits are frequent. So their commits, as I just mentioned on here, was on DeFi Llama. It was 21 days ago. But if you wanted to see this more in person, you go to GitHub. So if you can't find it here, okay, you have to go and have a look at their GitHub. Okay, GitHub, and then search up Aerodrome on GitHub. Aerodrome Finance, and to see how active they are, and it gives you history of their commits as well. Just going over what they've done, right? So historical stuff. Because I know that they're more active than that. They're active weekly. You see weekly commits. You can see here, the weekly developers, monthly developers, and yeah, so they're definitely active more than 21 days ago. It's not accurate. You should do more digging to find that out. And then lastly, audits. All right. So if you go back to their website, I'll go to their website now. All right. And just look at their audits. Okay. Gives you more information about them, the total value locked, monthly trading volumes, fees. So monthly, so it's very good to know what their monthly they're bringing in. And it's 17 million now. So quite a bit more than, so it's 91 million annualized. So that's good to see. And users are growing, which is nice. 156,000. Very, 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 very strong community there and users. And you want to see also the audits, okay? So security, down the bottom there, you should have a security tab and click it properly. Yeah, I did click it properly. It's important to see security. Contract architecture is fully security maintenance from Aerodrome v2 and audited runs a bug bounty program to review the current state of smart contracts and bug bounty program. I can't even read properly, sorry. Please refer to the Aerodrome security page. So your security page here has a Support the health of the protocol ecosystem. There's a council consisting of members from Aerodrome and prominent figures from Optimism and base community. And it's just in case of emergency situations by passing a government proposal to require council's help to be executed. This is what they do if they find bugs in the protocol, if they stuff up the developers. Okay, so it's good to see that. And the security, if you click on that tab and have a quick look and to see what they're, and they use Spearbit. So their audits. So you got audits here, Spearbit, partners of Spearbit. The audit took place between the 7th and the 20th of February 2023, along with 2 weeks of fixes. And that was pretty old. But then, okay, Slipstream concentrated liquidity audit was completed by Spearbit on the 5th of December 2023. And the report was published on 22nd of January 2024. They got a bug bounty program using Immunify to do that. Okay, the bug bounty was the emergency council to find any potential bugs and issues in the protocol. Okay, and to help with retrieving any lost funds and whatnot. So that is that, and that is the audit. So it's very, very good. So that is the last tick. Okay, and that is Aerodrome Finance. And it's ticked all the boxes. The only thing for me, this is my favourite project of this bull run so far. We haven't even started the bull run yet, but the upcoming bull run, I'll definitely wait for 100 million market cap or below. So it's 372. I want to see it below 100 million, and I'll be definitely investing in this project. This is a very, very interesting project, intriguing and exciting. It's new. And it's done very, very well. Good performance from this low 8 cents, or even go back 4 cents to the tops at $2. So it's done very, very well, and then it's come back down like everything else has come down. So you want to see some good volume and price action and a strong community and all the above checklists that I mentioned to get you into a project like this, okay? It has to tick all these boxes. It's non-negotiable. You're putting your money at risk, and by investing in these protocols, and you expect a good return once all is said and done. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, just going over researching altcoins and what to look for, the checklist. And I hope I've done a good job of explaining it. Might have a little bit confusing, as I don't want to make it too much long of a video, but I can do a lot more if you want me to go over more on this to better help you navigate how to properly research and evaluate a protocol to see it's the best time to get in, and to see, if this has got potential, and you can make forecasts, where potentially price can go and all that, comparing, like if you'd say Aerodrome, for example, it's a DeFi protocol, decentralized exchange or platform that incentivizes their users, so the traders, trade, generates fees to LP providers that provide liquidity, and they get rewarded for providing liquidity via the fees from the traders, and the voters incentivize and send those fees to the LPs, all right? So they get part of the share of the protocol, and that's how it works. As long as you explain and understand the protocol very clearly and concisely, and there's no hidden jargon in the documentation. So you look at the documentation as well and just go through the token unlocks. I didn't show you the token unlocks, but we go in a different video looking at where the tokens are directed to, the share of what, and then you understand that. You can, okay, cool, I can go for the rest of the checklist, tick all the boxes, and make a decision from there. So that is the research involved in that, to make sure that you're doing the right things and not just investing blindly into a project, hope for the best. Okay, so that's the worst thing, is just speculating on altcoins. It's not speculation. They're like a little bit like companies. If you look at them, it's very similar to the way you analyze a company balance sheet and its income statement and its, all the financials involved in the company's research you have to do, and the same as the altcoin project. You have to do the exact same research, similar. It's not the exact same, but it's the process of going through and really digging into the project and just finding out. It's transparency, okay? So you find out that, and then you go, cool, and the time comes when you want to invest, and you invest. Not yet for me, it'll be next year, but I'm going to start showing you how to do it first so you can get prepared and build a watch list like I have of projects you like, tick all the boxes, and then go from there and wait till the time's right and invest in them. All right, so that's the video. If you enjoyed this one, please smash the like, comment your thoughts below, subscribe to stay updated. Be sure to check out my links below, and I'll catch you next one. Cheers.